Networks are a connectivity company for the Internet of Things. And what we do is connect sensors around the world to low Earth orbiting satellites. So low Earth orbiting satellites, they're at about 500 kilometers up in space. They're traveling at about 25,000 kilometers an hour. They whiz around the Earth, and when they go overhead, you have an opportunity for a sensor to speak to the satellite. So what do I mean by a sensor? That could be anything: temperature, humidity, soil moisture, anything at all that's gathering data that needs to be got back into an application. So that's the bit that we do. There's going to be 46 billion of these sensors in operation by 2028. And one of the biggest problems is that only 15% of the Earth's surface is covered by cellular connectivity. The other 85%, no cellular connectivity. How do you get data from these locations? Very, very difficult. McKinsey's reckon that about $3 trillion can be added to the global economy if the problem of connectivity can be solved. And that's exactly what we do with this connectivity to the satellites. Because with our solution, we've got 100% global coverage. So what does that look like? You can see here on the left a sensor. You can see on the right an analytics sort of data package, somebody doing something useful with that data for someone at the other end. We're the bit in the middle that gets that data to that application. And we do that at very, very low power. And I'm talking about 2 AA batteries or solar-backed up AA batteries. Can last for years and years and years at a time. So you deploy a sensor into place, like a soil moisture sensor for a farmer or a grain storage sensor for a farmer, and that can be there for many years to come without you having to go and visit, having to spend carbon going to get to that site. You're just getting the data into your application and building up that valuable knowledge as you go. So what sort of verticals do we work in? Well, I've mentioned agriculture already. Energy is another one. So any energy infrastructure, wind turbines we're working with in South America at the moment. If you think about utilities, the distribution of energy through to, from city to city, but going through areas where there's no connectivity in the middle, and the logistics and supply chain and environmental monitoring as well. And here's one example that we're working on in South Africa with our friends at DFM Technologies. So DFM have a soil moisture sensor. It's about 1 meter deep, it's like a lightsaber. You stick it into the ground and it tells you what the moisture levels are going down into the substrate, into the subsoil, where the roots are located. We know that about 70% of all fresh water is used in agriculture, and about 30% of that is wasted. So we're looking at ways to reduce that wastage of water without losing any yield for the farmer, increasing yields and being more sustainable over time. So that's what we've done with DFM. And just to give you a sense of what that sort of looks like in situ at the bottom, just about see there on this review post at the bottom of the soil moisture sensor. We've got one of our terminals just near the top, and a modem that's speaking to the satellites at the top of that. And that can be in some of these really big, expansive areas where there's no other coverage, no other way to get that data except for physically going towards it. But in this case, we've managed to get this date farm in South Africa completely covered with sensors and giving that valuable data to the farmer. So that's about it from me. Thank you very much indeed. Satellites are very difficult, they're very complicated, they're very hard to work with, but they're fantastically brilliant at getting data from one place to another, and we really feel like we can add some real value to the world with this technology. Thank you.